Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick 5. Now this week, guys, I want to look at an area that I'm going to say is undervalued. That's crazy to me. That's absolutely crazy to me. I've been in real estate for 14 years. I was born and raised in Leaside. I spent a lot of time my first couple of years in Davisville Village in Leaside. It was near my office, kind of mucking around in there. And over the years, it's progressively gotten more and more expensive, and not luxury real estate, but certainly they are both incredible areas in which to live, and they are extremely unaffordable for the quote-unquote average person. What I've noticed recently are two things. Number one, I don't know why I'm starting on my picky here. Number one, the prices for some of the semis on the east side are going absolutely crazy. And number two, more importantly, the semis in Leaside and Davisville aren't flying off the shelves. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And so just to put this into context, I want to look at two properties, okay? So let's look at the first property here. 27 Vanderhoof. Listed at $1,299,000. Sold for $1,280,000. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath, 22.5 by 140. It's got parking. This is in Leaside. This is a semi-detached in Leaside. I can't stress that enough. It's in Leaside. Where's 27 Vanderhoof? It's right here. It's down near some of the new commercial industrial stuff on Laird, not so new I should say. It's near Eglinton where the LRT is going to be. And how far is it from Besborough School? Where is Besborough School here? I should know. I went there. Well, they don't have it on the map, but it's over here. Ah, perfect. Indian Street Food Co. Where's Duff's? Ah, there's Duff's. Perfect. It's a Leaside legend. So that's $1,280,000, guys, and very close to Duff's. And now I want to show you what just absolutely boggled my mind. Are you ready? This 160 Monarch Park. I showed this house last Friday. This is a great location, okay? It's a 20 by 100, 3-bed, 2-bath. The second bathroom's not a bathroom because it's a 2-piece in the main. And see here, finished with a walkout basement? It was an unfinished basement. There was nothing finished about that. Just because you put chairs down there doesn't mean it's finished. Now, I actually showed this house, and I'm not ashamed to say at $825,000, I told my clients, I think that for your $1 million price range, you've got a good shot at this. And then a bully offer came in and it sold for the stupid price of $1,170,000. Now the location is great. Here's Monarch Park, 160, and here is Danforth. So not only are you close to the Bloor line, you're also close to Danforth, and you've got a Starbucks there. Where's Duff's? Can anyone see Duff's? No? Only Leaside has Duff's? Great. But guys, $1,170,000 listed at $825,000, and maybe this is just one sale, and this will make my clients who bought on Wildwood feel infinite, like this, their house is worth $1,400,000, okay, if this is worth $1,170,000. But the semi-market on the east side is crazy if this is $1,170,000. And I'm just looking at this at 27 Vanderhoof, and I think if that one is $1,170,000, this is $1.6 million. Of course it's not, because it's sold for $1,280,000. So what I've started to notice is that in Leaside and Davisville, the things that used to move, that really used to push, they are sitting. And they are slow. Now, I'm going to go down memory lane here. I think it was on Broadway, Sutherland and Broadway, and I'm going to say this was 2000 and something. I don't know, 2008 maybe. The first ever semi to break $700,000. I bid on that, and I had clients that bid probably in the high sixes. The first, I remember talking to the listing agent, the first semi to ever break 700. And that was one of those moments where you're like, I can't believe this, it's crazy, you know, where price is going to go. And now we're talking about $1,300,000. But I've been in this business long enough to remember when the bungalows that builders buy now for $1,800,000 were $400,000. The run up in Leaside and Davisville has been absolutely crazy, and now things are slow. So what does that mean? Opportunity. It's a tremendous opportunity to get into this area for whatever reason when things are slow right now. And I'm not saying, you know, I don't want to be a salesman. Great time to buy, great time to buy, great time to buy. But in the context of and relative to what's going on in other areas, if that house on Monarch Park with an unfinished basement, really dark, needs a reno, on a 20-foot by 100-foot lot, is worth $1,170,000, then for the love of God, go and look at some of these semis in Davisville and Leaside. So, 5-minute lead-in, okay, but that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to look at 5 properties, all semi-detached in Leaside and Davisville. So here's our map. We've got 2 overlapping over here that are literally a block apart. That's a tough sell if you're one of those neighbors that has your house in the market right when somebody else does. I actually saw 2 properties yesterday. This is funny. 318 King Street East, units 702 and 1202 listed on the same day. I mean, you spend all this time planning, and literally somebody 5 floors up lists the exact same model as you. It's crazy. Okay, so let's take a look, guys, at our first listing here is 150 Parkhurst Blvd. Now, see this? 7 days on market. I'm filming this on Wednesday, of course. They had offers last night. It's not updated yet as sold. I called the office. They said there's 1 offer registered. What does that mean? It could be sold, but there's 1 offer registered. Maybe they took it, maybe they didn't, but it's $1,139,000 with 1 offer. It should be at or around the list price. Now, 150 Parkhurst is special for one major reason, and that's because I grew up at 128 Parkhurst. Can we get a quick shot of the house? Yeah. That's where I grew up. And that station wagon that you saw there was the first car I ever drove when I was a bartender at Shark City nightclub. And I wanted to be like the guy in Studio 54 that was driving like the Mustang. And I drove that piece of crap car, which was awesome. It had a steering wheel you could move like this and the car would not move. I drove that and I used to park it down the block and I would walk in. Bartender, 19 years old, didn't even drink, didn't know how to talk to girls, bartending at the hottest nightclub in North Toronto. Midtown, Young Egg, Shark City. People who didn't know what it was called it the Shark Club. Anyways, memory lane. Okay, so I lived at 128 Parkhurst Blvd. So, like I said, $1,139,000, 3-bed, 2-bath. Let's take a look at the photos here. God, this reminds me of trick-or-treating at these houses, honestly. Remember UNICEF, right? People would give you like 9 cents and you'd collect it in a little box. Okay, so you used to trick-or-treat here. The house is in decent shape. It's not fully renovated, but for $1,139,000 to get into Besbro School District, it's crazy. So you can see here the radiant heat, and there's your kitchen. So it's got the original freestanding wall, right? This guy here that you're going to want to take down eventually, and I'll show you another house where they've done that. Very nice staging with the 3 bottles of San Pellegrino. So again, very original, but for $1,139,000, it's just crazy, crazy, crazy that this is priced the way it is. So snug 3rd bedroom there. You can start to see, right, they've got a lot of nice staging elements here. Basement, ceiling height is probably, if I had to guess, 6'2", 3. Like, it's decent. And you don't have big bulkheads. They've done pot lights here, so you can see that they've probably moved some of the ductwork around. I hate fireplaces like that. But there's your man cave. There's your kids' rec room. This is, like, literally where I grew up. I cannot even believe this. Like, just used to, like, you know, you'd kick your soccer ball 3 yards over, and then you'd go hop along the fences, and you'd see some old lady's place like this. Literally, that video that I just showed you, tangent here, sorry. Why is it so dark? My mother gave me all the old DVDs. Look. See this? See this? See this? Can we edit that out? That was not supposed to happen. See this? Look, Fleming Family Home Videos. So I've been obsessed with looking at these, and my mom, of course, the other day got a little emotional when she saw her mother. Mom, if you're watching this, I'm sorry to bring it up again. But it's crazy, and I'm using this video editing software, and I was able to pull that quick little video of the house on Parkhurst with the aforementioned station wagon. So there you go. Very cool. An awesome lot, I will say. So that's 150 Parkhurst. We better move on, or I'm going to not shut up about my childhood. One thing I did want to show you, it falls in a Besbro school district. Besbro got hammered, guys. 7.4, 640th out of 3,064. What happened? I mean, grade 3, grade 6. Did you have like 2 stupid brothers that were 3 years apart that just crushed, not crushed, the opposite of crushed, just absolutely bombed their tests? 7.4. This, of course, based on test scores, right? And that's the thing with the Fraser Institute. It's not like it's based on, I don't know, the after 4 programs. Does that exist? We used to do after 4 programs. Basketball, industrial arts, woodworking. They don't have that anymore. Okay, it's based on test scores. So if a couple of dumb kids write, or the smart kids away, this is what you get. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So this is 186 Divadale. So this is in North Leaside. And as you know, the North Leaside kids and the South Leaside kids have a bit of a rivalry. It was like Springfield and Shelbyville on The Simpsons. So this falls into North Lee School District. So North Lee, there you go, 89th out of 3,000, 8.8, and it has the French immersion program. So 186 Divadale, it's funny because I actually did an evaluation for this house when I first got started in real estate in 2004. I looked it up. I wouldn't say probably. I looked it up because I still have all my notes. I evaluated this house at $500,000. There you go. Did not keep in touch over 14 years. Clearly, this is not my listing. So 186 Divadale, where is it on the map here? It's in North Leaside, as mentioned. So you have the new LRT coming in here, and this is what North Leasiders love, is access to the parks. All the North Leasiders growing up, they were so green friendly, not green friendly, it's before reduce, reuse, recycle, but they were so into cycling, and they were so into outdoor stuff. They were the ones that were like trying to catch a butterfly with a net. We just wanted to go eat ice cream at Baskin Robbins on Bayview. I wouldn't say we weren't athletic. We were very athletic. But they were a different breed. And so, of course, proximity to that park is important. So here we have, guys, check this out. 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. But downstairs is a 1-by-1. What is that? It means it is not a bathroom. So, main floor foyer. It's going to look a lot like the one we just saw. It's basically flipped, staircase on the other side. I'd have staged this entire house. I don't love the old furniture and the old stuff like this. You just can't do that in these days and age. This day and age, the stakes are too high. You can't do this. This is not the way I would have done this. Yeah. So, I mean, look, you can reno this. That's fine. I just don't like the presentation with all the old stuff in there. This is the difference on this house. This is like a 3-season room. You can see that this is the brick of the back of the house, and so they've added this on. It's a sunroom, right? That's what your grandparents used to call it. So there's a TV in here. I guess you watch the Masters. Well, maybe not this year because it was freezing cold. But if this thing is not fully insulated, it really is a 3-season room. So, or 2.5. There you see bedroom 1, bedroom 2. They really could have staged this bedroom 3. It's just not look good. And then in the basement, you've got your rec room. Here's your laundry. And where's your one-piece bathroom? I don't know. Maybe this? I can't really see it. So anyways, it's a corner lot, as you can see. This is the steps leading up to the side of the house. You can see the backyard from the street, which is the knock on corner lots. There's your driveway, and I think it has a pool. Yes, it has a pool. Good on them to get the shot of the pool in full bloom. It's a very small pool. It's like I had a friend that had a sports pool growing up, lived in St. Catharines. It was like a pool to like spike volleyballs in each other's face, basically. Okay, so this thing's been on the market for 9 days. So like I said, came out at $1,250,000, held back offers, didn't get any. Wow, that's 2 in a row, and it's been on the market 9 days, and it's sitting. This is what's crazy about Leaside and Davisville right now, is that things are actually sitting. I will say this at $1,250,000 versus Parkhurst at $1,139,000. I mean, no contest. Parkhurst is substantially better. So now let's take a look at 608 Milwood. This thing is crazy town because this has been on the market for 37 days, and it's a really, really cool house. So 608 Milwood, of course, is on the other side of Bayview. Growing up, I'm sorry guys, I grew up in this area. I'm telling a million stories today. But growing up in Leaside, you didn't really know much about the kids that lived on the other side of Bayview, except that you saw them every Sunday or Saturday at hockey. There was no text messaging, there was no Instagram, no Facebook. The kids that lived on the other side, they were just like, I don't know what they were. I don't know where they went to school. I don't know what they did with their spare time. I knew that they played on my hockey team. And they'd say things like, I live on Cleveland. I'm like, you live in Cleveland? No, I live on Cleveland. I live on Boynton. The streets just sounded crazy. Come on, man. Airdrie, Rumsey, Besbro, Leaside. They're like, no, I live on Bel Air. I live on Forsyth. I'm like, I can't even have this conversation with you. Things have changed substantially. So, a couple of blocks to prime Bayview. Where's Duff's? Yes! I mucked 3 pounds of Duff's wings last week. Should edit that out, but I'm not going to. And then this chair actually broke this week when I sat on it. I don't know if those two things are related. So the house itself, 37 days on the market. It's listed at $1,400,000. They did not do the underlist and hold back. This house is awesome. So $1,400,000, it's probably not obviously going to go for that. I think it's $1,350,000. I'd love to see $1,325,000. Very nicely done. Kitchen, they didn't take down the interior wall. But you'll see what I like about this the most. It's got a much newer feel than the Parkhurst house, certainly the Divadale house. Staging's okay. We're going to get to my favorite part. Now we're going upstairs. Okay, finished bathroom. That's great. They spent their money upstairs. That's nice. Big bedroom, big second room, third about the same size as you'd expect to find in Leaside. Basement 3-piece. And boom! Man cave. That's what I was waiting for to show you guys. So that's awesome. That's a really great rec room. Is it just me or is this a TV and a projector screen? Wow. We can watch the Raptors and the Leafs at the same time because I think they're probably at some point in the playoffs going to play both at 7 o'clock on the same night. So I love this basement. I love the man cave. Massive ceiling height here. That's kind of the focal point of this basement. And there's, as I said, a 3-piece bath down there. So decent lot size. This is a 25 by 125. So these are a lot wider than the Leaside ones. Leaside ones are coming in at 21 feet. Let's just go back here. 21.9. 22.5. And this is a 25. So it does make a big difference if every room in the house is 2.5 feet wider. So $1,399,000, like I said, 37 days in the market. I think this is $1,325,000. So let's go to the next, Thursfield. I wrote a blog years ago about how Thursfield is the most child-friendly street in the city. It is. Thursfield Crescent is awesome. So this is in North Leaside again, off of Brentcliffe. This does not go anywhere. So along Eglinton, when you want to turn on a Brentcliffe here, a lot of times you're like, I don't want to do that. So you cut through Don Lee, like I do, and then you go to Laird. No one is going around here. There is zero through traffic. And so years ago when I wrote this blog, I think I filmed a video, but it's kind of creepy. There's so many kids in the street. And you walk out kind of like this and start filming. I think it was before iPhone, so I think I actually had like a video camera, like you would with your home movies. So this entire street, every house has a basketball net in front of it. Over here on Thursfield turns into Reichert on these crescents. Perfect roller hockey games. And then you get over towards the Serena Gundy entrance, which is here at Broadview and Reichert. It is one of the best streets in the city, and yet this thing didn't sell. 2 Thursfield Crescent, $1,399,000, 8 days in the market. This is a 30-foot lot. I rounded up. You can see it's 29. This is a 29-foot lot. This has a private driveway. It's 120 feet. This house is unbelievable, and it didn't sell. $1,400,000. $1,400,000. And look at the house inside. It's fantastic. This is the best of the bunch, without a question. It has the nicest reno. They've opened up the main floor, so this is what I said. You want to take out the interior freestanding wall. You can't afford to take everything out and then, you know, put an island in. You leave a little bit over here. You need some cupboard space, but this for a semi in Leaside or Davisville is exactly what you want to do. See this right here? This is perfect. This is a perfect reno. Awesome. And they've even done a back deck. We'll get to that in a minute. So bedroom, second bedroom, into the bathroom, third bedroom. They all look the same, I know, but look how clean this place is. Look at the colors. Look at the staging. I love it. There's your basement bedroom / rec room. They've got it set up as a bed with all these built-ins. Again, pot lights everywhere, great ceiling height, no awkward ductwork. Really, 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 really well done. Full 4-piece downstairs. There's your laundry room. Again, lots of storage and a sink. And there's your back deck, 2-tiered with flagstone. Unbelievable. This thing's amazing. And you have a yard. Wow. Wow. You know what? I have a client I was going to take to the Milwood. I got to take them to see this too. It's phenomenal value, and it's sitting for 8 days, of course, but it did not sell. This is what I'm saying about the market right now in these areas. Is it's just crazy to me that these things are not moving, and you're getting, you know, like 12 offers on a house on Monarch Park that sells for $300,000 over list. Okay, so let's move on. I gushed about that one a lot. There we go. It's really dark in here. I told you I broke my chair, so this is a new one. I bought on Amazon and immediately regretted it. One of the guys from the office put it together, had it backwards with the little platform so that you can't lean back in your chair, you can only lean forward. And it took me a day to figure it out. I couldn't figure out why I kept slipping forward. So our last house here, guys, is 534 Milwood. This one also came out. So this is 2 days in the market. This also came out this week. So the other ones are all a bit stale dated. Let's take a look at this one. It reminds me a little bit of the Thursfield one. Just in terms of the cleanliness, the clean lines, the pastel colors, everything's squared up, everything's fresh and bright, and this is how properties should look when they're listed for sale, in my opinion. That's what I do for all my listings. Okay, so see this here, this cut through, this little cutout? They did not open all this up, but with this model, the way that it's laid out, you can't. You'll be losing all this space. Sorry, someone's driving crazy honking. Okay, so you're going to have to take my word for it because there's no real flow between those photos. So here you've got bedroom 1, decent size. Bedroom 2, what are the names? And then bedroom 3. Okay, so there's your not ensuite. There's your upstairs bathroom. Downstairs was awesome. Now again, the staging's so amazing upstairs that you kind of look at this, you go like, it's a little cluttered. They have DVDs. Who has DVDs? They've got this desk over here. They've got this file cabinet. This is a huge basement. This is long. This is wide. This is high. And it's deep. That's the same word, I believe. So I love the basement. I'm a huge basement fan. I know I go crazy for basements, but it's an awesome space. So there's your back deck. Something's missing here. I think it's the table. Like this is like a game of Duck, Duck, Goose. Remember that when you were kids? Duck, Duck, Goose? And the slow kid, both mentally and physically, would usually be like, oh no, wait, I was thinking of musical chairs. Actually, Duck, Duck, Goose is similar. Musical chairs and music stopped. You had to sit in a chair. That's the one I was thinking of. But duck, duck, goose is when you'd pat everyone on the head, and then when you got to the person, you'd go duck, 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 and then you pat them on the head, goose. They'd have to stand up, and you guys would run in opposite directions, and the first one to sit down in that spot got to sit. But you think about it, the person that was standing had the running start. So unless the other person was a frog, I don't know how they were expected to win. Do you see how caught up in my childhood I am right now? These videos, Mom, seriously. Anyways, okay. So that really weird note to end on, guys, is my pick 5 for this week. I'll show you a little bit more about this one. Obviously, same lot size, 25 by 125 as the last one, same 3-bed, 2-bath, finished basement. It's essentially the same thing, listed for the same price. And the other one was, as I said, $1,399,000, exact same thing basically, and very similar location, right? This one's a little bit further down, and these are actually one more thing. These are in Morris Cody, which is ranking in 8.2. Okay, so now that is my pick 5 for this week. I think we set a record, just a little over 20 minutes. But the idea, guys, behind this pick 5, very simple takeaway, is that there are areas that are undervalued and various areas that are overvalued. And for the longest time, Leaside and Davisville, they were, I won't say overvalued, but they were sure pricey. The appreciation, outstripped every other area. And I always thought that the East Side had a ton of value. I have 4 clients currently looking for properties in the East Side because that's where the price point is. What I will say is this: that one house on Monarch Park could be an outlier, but if that continues, taking people elsewhere, because things on the East Side are so hot right now. Again, that house I got in Wildwood, great deal, but things are just going crazy. And if we're going to start to see properties sell for $1,160,000 like that, go and buy that Parkhurst house for $1,139,000. Apples to apples, I would much rather have the house on Parkhurst. How could you not? It's bigger. It's a better area. It's a better school district. It's not right on the subway line, but it's like 50 grand cheaper. So extend your price point a little bit higher. Maybe you can get into that 1-2 range, and some of those houses at 1,399 will eventually have to come down. Guys, awesome time with you today. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.